This is your one and only 𝐈 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another exciting episode of For Reform Friday, where we play some random video game, and today's game is called the Universim. This is a game that I have been watching for a very long time and have had my eye on, and the developers were kind enough to hook me up with a key, so we're going to play it today. It's a God sim, for those of you who don't know. I love me a good God sim every now and then. I mean, who doesn't? So we're going to click Start a New Life here.
Wake up. Wake up, Creator. This is the beginning of your story. It starts with nothing. Nothing but an infinite void. However, you, with a single touch, can awaken the light.
I like how they did the intro.
And so the universe sprang into being. Worlds filled with endless potential were scattered into the beyond. They formed into many different shapes and sizes. And while most were doomed to drift among the cosmos barren and alone, others flourished. These few planets soon became home to the greatest phenomenon of all. Life. However, life is a peculiar thing. It comes and goes as swiftly as a bit of space debris burning up in an atmosphere. A creator's purpose was always that of an observer, to simply admire the fleeting beauty of life's beginnings and ends. Yet this balance could never last. The issue with allowing a species to evolve independently is that they always fail to do so. For life to have a better chance of succeeding, it needs a helping hand. Here we are. Welcome to Mother Planet. This is a rare sight, for it came to be that there was day and night, warmth and cold, and water to flow through the planet's veins. The soil was rich with minerals, which gave rise to a thick blanket of green. The perfect ecosystem was formed. It is no wonder, then, why life has chosen to inhabit it. A new species has been born, and they need guidance. This is your purpose now. Their very existence rests in your hands.
Such a good intro. It just gets you in the mood and gets you amped up to play the game. So this is, like I said, this is a God sim, but it's not your average God sim, I guess you could say. They do some stuff a little bit different from other ones that I've played, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Spore, in the sense, if any of you ever played Spore back in the day, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It kind of reminds me of that, in the sense that, like, eventually you will be able to expand from this planet to others. There's a slight issue right now with the game, I will warn you. If your colony gets too big, and it has to do with some AI issues, you'll start to lag a little bit, but they're working on that. So don't worry, this game is still early access game, so things like that are to be expected. And actually, in one of the videos that I watched, I think in one of their live streams, VODs or whatever you call it, they actually said that the next patch, the next big patch that's coming out, they have plans to fix that. They rewrote a bunch of things, and this is a game that they've been working hard on, and really hard to bring their vision to life. And you can tell just by playing it, it's amazing. Like, I got lost in it for hours. So we're gonna find a good place to set up here, and I need to just get rid of that because I know what I'm doing to get this started. I played this Probably about, I don't know, 8-10 hours so far. It's been I got sucked into it and could not put it down. It's one of those type games, so I'll warn you, if you pick it up and you decide to play it, make sure you have time to play it. It's not a fast game. It's not something that you're just going to speed through and be at the end of. You're definitely going to get your money's worth out of it, I feel, if you buy it and you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, well, then of course you won't get your money's worth. But if you enjoy these type games and you buy it, you'll definitely get your money's worth out of it. So I think got rocks here. So this location here where you see the map like this, we should be able to put stone quarries and stuff like that. We have water here. We have a little bit of normal stone throughout. Enough should be okay. We got a pile there. All right, yeah, we're gonna start here. This looks like a good spot.
This is quite a beautiful planet. Try not to ruin it, will you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the whole thing over. So you build this, and this starts your civilization, and you only have so much control over things. Like you can place the buildings, and well, we'll just play it, and you'll see. So we place this. Yep, that's where we want it.
Take a look at your new subjects. They're called nuggets, largely because of their body's apparent inability to keep itself in one piece. Adahi and Elu, the architects of their species. They are the founders of everything that nuggets will ever know or achieve.
Okay, so I just wanted you to hear, like, the narrator narrates the game as you're playing, says funny stuff, and it's kind of cool, but I'm going to turn it off so I'm not trying to talk over him and I can explain to you as we go along here. Okay, so we have our two initial, this is basically our Adam and Eve, and in order to get things going here and have them make more nuggets so that we can basically take over the planet, we have to link them up. So we hold down control to activate our God ability once we have the power selected, and we click them like that. Now we've influenced them to pair. Eventually, you don't have to do this. Like after a while, they'll just start pairing up on their own once you have a bunch of them, and they multiply like crazy once they really get going. Like they're like rabbits. It's ridiculous. You don't control where they place their housing. This is probably going to end up being a house. They just place it on their own. There's a few other buildings that they do the same, so I'm not 100% sure. This might be a different building, but they do place houses on their own as well. This could also be the temple that gets placed, and you don't have any control over that. We do have some buildings that we can control, so you see a bunch of them down here. Like we can build the archives, so we will do that. Let's place that. Let's zoom out a little bit. The other thing that's cool is like other nugget factions can show up on your planet too and influence how the game plays out, and you can do things with them, sacrifice them, all kinds of other cool stuff. I think we're going to put it right here. So this building allows us to save and autosave and stuff like that. And I thought that that was kind of a cool feature. Like you got to place the archives in order to save and write down your colony's progression. We have water and stuff here, a bunch of other buildings here. And as you can see, we don't have any of them unlocked. So we go to our research panel here, and here's where we can start to unlock stuff. So we're going to start off with the water wheel, fire, and a dug well, and then we're also going to do water storage. We want to get the engineer's hut. Let's get fishing first. So they'll collect berries and stuff now. We don't have to worry too much about food. Once your colony starts to expand, you have to worry a little more about it. The other thing that I think is really cool that they did with this is they actually have ministers. So after your colony gets so big, you can make a town hall and start making like ministers of water, ministers of power, and stuff like that. And they'll handle a lot of things for you. You can do a minister of agriculture. When you build a farm, they'll automatically assign the best thing to be in that farm and production and a nugget to the building, because all the buildings, well, a majority of the buildings have to have like an actual nugget working in them, and your town hall will automatically do that for you, which is really cool. Just a lot of really cool innovative features that I've seen here as far as like God games go, and I've played my fair share, but it's really fun. And you know me, I wouldn't tell you it was really fun if I wasn't really enjoying it. So we're just gonna let a little time pass here. It is, like I said, it is a little slow. So we're gonna be doing some time skips here in the video just so I can show you as much as possible, because it's not a game you rush through. It's a relaxing, just hang back, chill time experience, I guess you could say. So we unlocked a few buildings here. We unlocked the water pump. So you got to place the water pumps, and this is something that your colony relies heavily on. It's one of your main resources. Pretty much every building needs water. So you just place the water pump near the water like that and wait patiently. They will eventually build it. And we also have the wells. This is another thing the Minister of Water will do. They'll automatically place wells where needed, so you don't have to build them. But right now we don't have any of that, so we have to place a well, and you need wells for them to drink from. So the pumps supply water to the well, and the well supplies water to your people, and the pumps also supply water to your other buildings. So we're gonna go ahead and place that there. And I wanna give you a good look at the tree here. So this is the tech tree. It goes way over here. I should have done this when I first brought it up. Like, it's massive. Like, look at that, all that stuff to learn. And you eventually get clear up till you get to the space age and you're launching rockets and stuff. Right now, we're very primitive. We got a lot of stuff to unlock. I'm rushing the town hall so that I don't have to assign nuggets to buildings. And as you can see, things are going really well. Nuggets are reproducing, everything is expanding. We've got new buildings, all kinds of good stuff is happening. So over here is the eatery. This helps feed your nuggets. They come here, they get food and drink. And we also built the town hall. So you can see here, this is where you assign the different ministers of different things, and you can assign the governor. And we also have 2 fisheries. They're going on right now. You have to assign a fisher to them. One thing I do want to point out, if you take a look at this, you can see that there is actually a fish population. Your planet has finite resources. Some resources you can replenish, like I can refill this with water by using the the wrath trickle effect. So if I do this over this, it will refill with water, and I can also regrow trees. So if we go to here, we go to creation, and you can see you can regrow some trees. But if you look down here, you also have your oxygen level. You have your amount of oil in the planet, and you also have an amount of gas in the planet. So all things that you need to keep in mind when you're, growing your civilization and managing all that stuff. You kind of want to live in harmony with your planet and not just completely strip it of resources, because then everything will fall apart and all your little nuggets will die. So right now, one other thing we have to manage is our crime situation here. It's starting to get a little heavy because we have the town hall and the eatery. So we can kind of mitigate some of that by going over to, we have defense, which we can put in a hospital. That's something that's good, and that will help mitigate things a little bit. Where do we want to put this hospital? Let's see here. Let's zoom out and aim down a little bit here. Right, like that. This looks like a not too terrible. I don't want to plant over top these bushes yet, because they're using those for food. So I got to be careful. Once we get farms going, I won't worry about it too much, because right now we're relying on those bushes and the eatery, then the fishing, not the eatery. So I don't want to plant over too many of the close bushes. So I think we can put the hospital right there. That looks like a good spot for that. And then I also want to build, we have the recreation, and we can build a park, and that will help things out a little bit as well. So both of these appear to be the same. So we'll just slap one of those down right over here on the other side of the eatery. This looks like a good a spot as any. Put that right there. Okay, so that should take care of all the crime. They are happy, so that is good. And this is our temple. So one thing that's interesting about the temple, this is our god powers, basically our mana. So when we use our god powers, it takes a certain amount of this. This is when everybody is happy, will just regenerate as it's showing you right now. So you can see right here, this is your they call it creation points. So this is your creation points. This is how fast its regen is happening. If you start sacrificing nuggets, what you can do, you can pick them up and sacrifice them. This meter changes from love to fear. The more they fear you, the more you get per sacrifice, but this will go down as well, so the slower your points will regenerate. So it gets to the point where if they fear you a lot and they continuously fear you, the only way to get new creation points is by sacrifices. However, if they love you, then you just regen it naturally. It just happens over time at a pretty quick speed. As you can see up here, it's regenerating pretty fast right now. Oh, looks like we got a sick nugget over here. So this is there's two other things. Let's take care of this first. So laws will happen and they'll affect different things. So you can do food for all and you can influence these. We can do increased studies or we can do safety guidelines. Let's do safety guidelines. Let's see if we can influence that. And I want to heal this little nugget over here so we can go to a protection. Just do that and heal it up. The accelerated studies just means more of them will get hurt and they'll be all up in the hospital, and I don't feel like dealing with that. They really want the food for all. It increases their happiness, but also increases food consumption. That's not something I really want to deal with. So our influence should ensure that this wins, provided we have enough believers up here, and we do. Ooh, it's gonna be a close one. So your believers also go up and down as things happen and as you influence the world around them. So we got more research that needs to be done over here. We've done agriculture. Let's do, I'm not sure what I want to do next. Let's do that. That increases their carry capacity. We'll do the burial grounds and we will start heading down this way. So we need material refinement before we can do that. We can go ahead and grab the minister there and cooking oils, and then we can head over here to the material refinement. So as I was saying, to get believers, you just have to do things to influence around them and they'll see it happen and then they will believe in you. What did we pick up here? Oh, we picked up the farm. Okay, I don't want to start farms just yet. So we can do things like just growing trees can help that. Did we win? Ooh, it's going to be really, really, really close. Oh, the food won. We're definitely not celebrating that. I did not want the food to win. So your influence doesn't always work. It's a good chance that it'll work, but it's not always a 100%. So that's something to keep in mind. I didn't catch it early enough. So we're going to swap the seasons here. It's going to cost us 120, but we're just going to flop to spring. That's going to make them go, what the heck just happened? And then a lot of them will become believers. So you can see our belief is 22 of 22 now. So over here is this is our babies, this is our adults. So now we're just going to kind of just patiently hang out a little bit. And that's, I mean, a lot of what you do is just kind of just patiently hanging out, watching them, monitoring them, you know, like a god, doing little things. I like to just make trees grow as often as possible just to keep up on when I get bored and there's really nothing to do. I'll just make trees. And as the population grows, there becomes lots and lots of stuff to do. Like I made it my habit in my other playthrough to keep the other tribe that showed up from being a thing. And you can't completely stop them because they just keep freaking coming back like roaches. But you can keep them from advancing. You can just blow up their buildings, sacrifice their people to your sacrificial altar here. I can talk. Can't you tell I'm a professional talker? As you can see, there's a lot of mating going on, so that's not good. I mean, it's good, but it's not good. I'm trying to just watch. I don't want to get too many nuggets too fast either. That's another thing that you got to watch for. You don't want just a population explosion quicker than what you're building buildings, because then that can get out of hand really fast. So we want to kind of keep things low, and you can sacrifice nuggets to get rid of them if you want, without too much worry, because they'll fear you for a little bit, but then you do things to help them, like heal nuggets and make trees and do things that they want. Every now and then a little thing will pop up over here, like a little mini quest to do something to help out one of them. Doing stuff like that will make them happy again. And also, if this happiness is very high and continues to be very high, this will slowly just go back over. We also have this ability here. The jolt of joy, and that will bring them happiness as well. And doing things like that will flop this meter back over, and then this will eventually go back up. So it's like a fine line you can walk back and forth. I mean, if you want to keep them scared all the time, you can just continuously sacrifice nuggets. That's completely up to you. But I like the constant regen, because as you see here, like it goes up nice and quick, faster than you can really spend it unless you just go nuts. You can blow that pretty quick, but if you just take your time and don't go crazy with it, it's actually, you can keep a positive account of it. So we're just gonna go over here. We're gonna grow a few more trees. I'm just kind of waiting around, see what they do, and we just kind of hang out and watch them get on with their little nugget lives and do things. We can build some other stuff here. Like what was it we unlocked? We unlocked the farm, so we can start building farms if we want. Farms are massive, as you see. So what I like to do is kind of find a place where I like them and then start to do a line of them. So we can do something like this. Let's rotate that around. Something like that. Looks like it might be good. And then we can just hold down Shift and we can place a bunch of them. What happens is once the farm is done, you can come over to the desert or anywhere on your planet and find something like maybe this. Is this a food or is this wood? Cactus, that's wood. So we can just kind of search around till we find a food. Got to be a desert food around here somewhere. Okay, I found one. The panda brain plum is desert. So it took a little while of searching around. So now we just wait for that one. So now we have grassland and desert crops to grow. And the farmers will just do the thing. We just hang out and let them do their thing. You can see our population's growing relatively well. We're up to 33. Like I told you, once you start to get a couple of them going, you start to get around, 10 or 15, your population just freaking explodes everywhere. Just freaking nuggets all over the place. So we're just, we got to manage that. We don't want them to go too terribly crazy. All right, so I think that gives you a good idea what the game's about. Like I said, as you go along, your civilization, and it's weird how it happens because it's not like you just go to a new age and then all of your buildings upgrade. It happens gradual. So as time goes on and as you upgrade things, your buildings will change one by one. So for example, the pumps, if I upgrade the pump, and you can see here, you have this option here. This is your upgrade thing. We can't upgrade yet because we haven't unlocked it. But once we have it, we can upgrade it. And when we do, that building will change its look and it'll update to a more modern time as you continuously upgrade it. And then the new ones you place after you've reached a certain upgrade, like they place and build automatically upgraded. So basically they place to the newest version. Same with the houses. Like these houses that they're living in will continue to stay these little stone houses, but as new ones, new little nuggets are born and they build new houses, they'll build with the new architecture. And it's cool how it does that, like organically changes over time, and before you know it, your whole civilization just has this more advanced look to it. It's just really neat. I really like how they did the game. I really think it's cool. I really think it's unique. And if you like these kind of games, I highly advise checking it out. Like I said, right now it has a little bit of issues that I've noticed, and I started to have the issue and I did some research on it and come to find out like it's just an issue with the nugget count. So after you hit a certain nugget count, depending on how good your PC is at the current moment, because all these little individual ones are AIs running, so it starts to lag your game a little bit. But the good news is, like I said, they are fixing that, and that's supposed to be out within the next big patch that they have. They have a fix for that. They also have a lot of other fixes for like how the planets are rendered and a bunch of other really cool stuff. So the game's definitely in active development. It's being worked on really hard, and they're actually ramping up for release. So I will cover it again once it's hit its released version and give you all an update on how it's going, because this is going to be a game I'm going to play a lot. I can tell you right now, especially when I'm just stressed and I just want to relax and have a good time. This is the perfect kind of game for that. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you like what you saw, consider hitting that sub button. I want to give a big thank you to the patrons for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you'd like to join my elite crew of Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy and you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.